You guys can clap for that one. I give you permission. That's fun. Guys, we have another comedian coming on tonight. Many more after that. Stick around, buy a beer, put your hands together for David Thorne.
How we doing tonight, Pale Moon Brewing? Give it up for your host, Pete Nelson. Give it up for the Thorne staff here. Thanks for letting us put this on. This is awesome. Like Pete said, my name is David Thorne. That's Thorne with an E. My parents were well-of-fortune enthusiasts, so they opted to get the extra vowel. Yep. My dad was really cheap, and you know this because E's the only vowel that they give away on Wheel of Fortune. It's fucking true. We got some wheel washers over here. Fuck yeah. Y'all hear Pat Sajak was retiring? Yeah, he's retiring. I like to imagine him retiring to his mansion that he bought off ill-gotten gains through illegal vowel movements. I imagine him sitting behind a desk like Tony Montana, just snorting some E. They have so much of it they can give it away for free. I'm not the only David Thorne, though. There is another David Thorne. He's actually a best-selling author. I thought about, I want to have this guy write my biography, and I want to call it David Thorne. This is not an autobiography by David Thorne. This guy reads. He got it really quick. Hell yeah. I love comedy, guys. I do. I love doing this so much because it gives me a platform to talk about things that I'm very, very passionate about, things that I hold very, very close to my heart. I would like to describe one of those things to you now. It's a fast food item. It comes around every so often, like a delicious lunar eclipse. That sweet pork, drowned in tangy barbecue sauce, covered in pickles and onions on a toasted bun. Yes, people, I am talking about the McRib. The best sandwich in the history of this godforsaken planet. That is a hill that I will die on, probably from heart disease. Yes, the McRib is the best sandwich ever. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think that the McRib is better than sex. Just slightly, you have to admit, I get to have them about as often, The McRib, it's a seasonal item. It usually comes back in the fall, but it ain't coming back yet. I'm still holding out hope. It'll happen one day. I'll get to eat a McRib. Really, the only thing that makes the McRib better than sex is I've never heard of anybody getting herpes from a McRib. It ain't outside the realm of possibilities, though, guys. Anything is possible. Anything is possible in a McWorld. I've seen the people that work at McDonald's. Speaking of McDonald's, has anybody here ever had a job? Nobody. Anybody ever had a job that they really, really loved, something they were passionate about? It gave them a sense of fulfillment. They just couldn't wait to go do it. I found that job, guys. I found that job, and it makes me really, really sad because I can't do it year-round because it's seasonal work. Before you get concerned, don't worry. It's not a mall Santa. Extremely concerning job to be passionate about, in my opinion. When you meet the guy that's like, God, I can't wait for those little kids to come in and sit in my lap. Man, I hope they pee on me. Huge red flag. Totally wrong season, and it may be a little creepier than that because the best job I've ever had in my life, guys, is working in a haunted house. Yes, so far that's been the only job where I could tell somebody I want to cover them in barbecue sauce and eat them like a McRib and not end up in HR. Yes. It's been the only minimum wage job where I get to go in and yell at customers and not get fired for it. I can't be behind the counter at McDonald's and be like, no, bitch, we don't have the McRib and I'm fucked up about it. They're gonna be like, come in the office, David. First off, you can't yell at customers. Secondly, we don't have the McRib anymore because we have you on camera putting them in the trunk of your car. You're fired. And that is why I work at the haunted house now, guys. No, the haunted house is great. The lady that hired me told me her proudest achievement in the 8 years of working at a haunted house was making 2 people shit their pants in one night. She told me that, and I was like, I have an awful lot of pants to fill. I got my first gold star at work, guys. I did. I'll explain to y'all what that was and how I got it. So I was at work one night and I was chasing this lady through a parking lot. She's running, she falls down and she busts her ass and she pees her pants. I run up to her and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, do you need a hand? And I start clapping for her. Her friends really loved it. I went and told my supervisor, I was like, Pinky, I just made this lady pee her pants. She's like, oh yeah, you got a gold star. I'm like, that's cool. What do we call it when we make them shit their pants? And she's like, a platinum star. I'm like, that sounds way too nice for shitting your pants. But I know what we should call it if we jump out and we make them come. We should call it a shooting star. Yes, a shooting star. You do hear a lot of weird stuff working in a haunted house. Like I've jumped out and scared people and they just yell out the randomest shit. Jumped out and scared somebody one time and they just yell out, Mitch McConnell! I don't know how to respond to that. So I just kind of, stand there and stare at them until they go away. The thing that I heard the most working there though, people would always come through and be like, that looks like my dad. And I'd just be like, hold on a second, I'll be right back, I gotta go get cigarettes. And as I'm going to get cigarettes, I think to myself, man, a lot of people say that. There's gotta be some really ruggedly handsome man out there with really weak pull-out game. The one that got me though, this guy was coming through one time and he looked at me and he was like, that looks like my uncle. It's like, don't worry, sir, this is a haunted house, we can't touch you. Yes. So I'm staying in a hotel. I'm visiting here in your very, very nice area of the country. And have you ever been to a hotel? And I swear this happens to me every time I go in a hotel. I turn on the fucking TV and fucking ridiculousness is on. Like it's fucking scary. Every fucking hotel I stay in, to the point where I'm like, did I even stay in a hotel if I did not watch ridiculousness? I was talking about this with one of my friends and he was like, man, that's jail shit. I'm like, what? I mean, I guess jail is kind of just like a Motel 6 where you can get the fuck beat out of you for snoring. Speaking of, I was talking to this lady about jail one time and she told me how she thought jail was worse than the hospital. And I'm not talking about the, I'm sick hospital, I'm talking about the I'm sick hospital, like, the one with the cool socks. And I was like, no ma'am, it is not worse than jail because you get drugs, snacks before bed, and instead of worrying about getting beat up by 9 guys, you just gotta worry about one guy who thinks he's 9 guys. Oh man, guys, great. So, a lot of my friends, they've come to watch me perform comedy. And they tell me, David, you hold the microphone way too close to your body. Just like I know, it's all I get to hold close to my body. And they're like, it sounds like you need a dog. Just like I can't fuck a dog. They're like, technically, David, yes you can. But I'm like, no, I'm not trying to go that route. Dogs are expensive. They are. There's no such thing as a free puppy. Or a free pussy for that matter. So I contemplated doing what I would think a sane individual would do. I contemplated going to a sex shop and getting a fleshlight. This guy gets it. This guy fucks one. For those of you that don't know, that is like an O'Doul's for vagina. It's kind of like a vagina light. It doesn't taste or feel the same, but like an O'Doul's, it's not gonna ruin your life. I mean, I guess I could have done what I did in my youth and used a sock, a rubber glove, and some baby oil, which feels almost as good as a real woman. I say almost, because a sock can't do your laundry. And trust me, once you use a sock in this manner, you will need to do your laundry. Don't get me wrong, women, way better than fleshlights. Way better than fleshlights. A fleshlight's not going to tell you it's okay after you've had a hard day's work. It's not going to cuddle you at night. When a fleshlight makes your sandwich, the mayonnaise really sucks. Gross, I'm talking about cum. Yucky. Ew. Gross. I decided to pull the trigger on this purchase, guys. I did. I went to the sex shop and I did some shopping around. They have a wide variety of fleshlights. This guy knows. They have all different kinds of model. They have the butthole model. I was like, no thank you. They had a mouth model, which for some reason has a mustache. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. Then they, I went with the regular traditional vagina model. I got the training model. Yes, I did. I bought the training model. I took it home. I took it out of the packaging and it was gold. It reminded me of the Infinity Gauntlet. I thought to myself, if I get all 6 Infinity Stones, can I wish that it's a real woman? Apparently I found all 6 Infinity Stones, guys, because I have a girlfriend now. Yes. I have a girlfriend. Give up for not being a virgin anymore. Yes. Having a girlfriend and a fleshlight, it's still a slippery slope. It's not the same as having a side chick, but there is still a level of explaining that you have to do when she walks in your bathroom and wonders why there's a vagina laying in your shower. You just gotta be like, babe, I gotta come clean. I gotta come clean, babe. I'm not cheating on you. I did name it after you, and it's a training model. I'm doing this for us. I'm like the Rocky Balboa of masturbation. She loves that joke. It's her favorite joke, because I told it one time at a show in front of her family. Yeah. We went out to dinner afterwards. It was a great dinner. We had some interesting dinner conversation, because at one point during the dinner, her mom turns to me and is like, David, do you come inside the fleshlight? And I'm just like, no, I said it's a training model, and I'm not training to have kids. They are way more expensive than dogs. Oh man, this is great. I love California, guys. It's a fucking beautiful, wonderful state full of majesty, and it's got legal weed. I fucking love California for that reason. If you can't tell, I'm from the South, and weed is extremely illegal there, where I'm from. I'd like to tell you all a story about the dangers of marijuana, though. Yes, this is a story about the dangers of marijuana, and this story begins where I can imagine many great stories begin. That's at the home of my favorite sandwich. We're working at a McDonald's, guys. Yes, I had just got a job working at McDonald's with my good friend BJ. Yes, that's what his mom named him. I don't know if she didn't love her son or if that was her favorite thing. But that's what she named the poor guy. He was always like, I wish that's what she would have done instead of naming me that. I'm like, I'll bet, buddy. We had gotten paid. We wanted to get some weed. So we're forced to go through this guy we work with, a really sketchy guy named Rusty. I mean, very good name for him because he looked like he'd give you tetanus. Yeah. He looked like a rat with jail tattoos. Kind of like a trailer park tale, Five goes to prison. Yeah, so Rusty tells us that he knows where to get that sweet, sweet marijuana, and tells us to meet him at the trailer park when we get off of work. So we get off of work and we go to the trailer park. As we're pulling in, the sign says Shady Lane Trailer Court. Very appropriately named because we pull in, there's trailers with windows boarded up, cars up on blocks, little kids running around with no shoes on playing in mud puddles, and it hadn't rained in like 3 months. If you've ever been to a trailer park, you know what I'm talking about. How in the fuck do those goddamn mud puddles stay there so fucking long? It's a mystery of goddamn science! What was I talking about again? Oh yes, the dangers of marijuana. Memory loss. We get there and we're waiting for a few moments and Rusty's nowhere to be seen. After a few moments of waiting, he comes whipping up in a white trash Lambo. If you don't know what that is, that's a Pontiac Fiero. He jumps out of his Pontiac Fiero. For some reason, he's wearing Ralph Lauren polo, Timberlands, and American flag swimming trunks. Looking like a damn clown. He's like, let's go to the Weed Man's trailer. Let's go, Rusty. We get there. It's a really, really nice trailer. They had a very, very nice coffee table. It was crate and barrel. Quite literally a crate on top of a barrel. Yes. They had a really nice end table with what I originally thought was the lamp from A Christmas Story. But the more and more I looked at it, I realized that's just a mannequin leg with a shop light duct tape to it. And then sitting on a couch that looked like it had been pulled off the side of the road, we have our drug dealer, who looks like Jamie Kennedy from Malibu's Most Wanted got beat with a meth pipe. Yes. He says, "My name's Slim, what can I do for you boys?" My friend BJ's like, "Well, good sir, we would like $20 worth of marijuana." Slim's like, "I got you." BJ pulls out his fat wad of cash, pulls out 20 for Slim, turns to me, hands me $5 and is like, "We gotta go get shells." That's what we call blunt wraps in the South because we have to relate everything to guns. So I'm taking everybody to the store now to get shells. We get there. I go up to the counter, I buy the shells, I see Rusty and Slim go to the back, they're conversating in front of the medicine aisle. I think that they're stealing Sudafed to make meth, and I say this because I saw them stealing Sudafed to make meth. Yes. I pay for the shells, I go out to the car shortly thereafter, they rush out, and we need to go with the quickness. I wonder why. So we leave and we head back to the trailer park. As we get there to the turn in, Slim's like, "Go down to the next area and turn in." And I'm like, "Okay, Slim, what could go wrong?" Nothing at all, nothing. Go down there and turn in. I get a really bad feeling when I turn in and it's a dead end. And Slim pulls out a gun and yells out, "Take your clothes off!" The world froze, guys. The world fucking froze for a few moments, and I thought some things. Thought a few things. First off, I thought, cool gun. Secondly, I thought, take your clothes off. Am I about to get raped? Am I about to have to give BJ a BJ? I thought one final thing, guys. I wonder when McDonald's is bringing the McRib back. With that, Pale Moon Brewing, you've been wonderful. I'm going to bring back up your host, Pete. Thank you very much.
So funny. So funny. How do they do that? Hey guys, quick promotion for different stuff. All these comedians came out from as far away as Chico and Sacramento, so please don't forget to tip them. Follow them on